Today, I'm going to show you how to make a simple, delicious vegan ranch dressing that even non-vegans will love. I'm also going to tell you about a secret plant-based ingredient that will help you level up your recipes in the savory flavor category. Hi everyone, what's up? I'm Marie. This is my channel, Vegan Mofo, where I share plant-based recipes that are vegan, gluten-free, and refined sugar-free, offer tips on natural wellness, conscious living, and more. Consider subscribing to my channel. It's free to subscribe, and you'll be able to see when I've uploaded new content. Anyways, let's dig into this recipe. This ranch recipe can be used as a dip or a dressing, and I'll show you how to make both. You're going to need some vegan mayonnaise, some plant-based milk, and a few simple seasonings. So I want to talk to you for a minute about plant-based milks. There are so many to choose from now, right? I mean, let's see, there's soy milk, rice milk, almond milk, cashew milk, hazelnut milk, hemp milk, coconut milk, oat milk, and the list just goes on. Here's the thing about these milks. They work great for things like coffee, smoothies, cereals, and desserts. But when it comes to savory recipes, they just don't quite make the cut, and something just tastes off about them. That's because they all tend to have a very alkaline flavor, which is sort of subtly sweet. And dairy milk, the milk that many of us grew up drinking, is actually slightly acidic on the pH scale. So that's the reason why these plant-based milks don't always work out so well in a recipe that is supposed to taste more savory than sweet. That's where my secret ingredient comes in. So for a brief time, there was a new plant-based milk in town, quinoa milk. Yeah, and I guess it just wasn't very popular and it's sort of a retired product now. But today, I'm gonna show you how to make your very own quinoa milk at home. Why should you wanna make it? Because it's delicious. Actually, quinoa milk has a very bitter flavor and it mimics the acidity of dairy milk very well and works great in savory recipes like this ranch dressing we're about to make, and mashed potatoes. Try it, you'll see. Now, if you have a sensitivity to quinoa, as many people do, try using the sprouted kind. The sprouting process removes a lot of the saponin from the grain, which makes it more easily digestible. So first, you want to cook the quinoa according to the directions on the package and then allow it to cool. Then you want to measure out 1 cup of quinoa and add it to the blender. Then you're going to measure out 3 cups of filtered water and add that to the blender. So I'm using sprouted quinoa because I do have a sensitivity, and the sprouting process, since it removes much of the saponin, it also removes some of that bitter flavor that we're looking for. So in order to bump up the bitter flavor for our savory recipes, I'm going to add in 1/8 of a teaspoon of sea salt and 1/8 of a teaspoon of citric acid. If you are not using sprouted quinoa, if you're using regular quinoa, make sure you taste the milk to check the bitterness before you decide whether or not you're going to add in sea salt and the citric acid. So now we're just going to blend it up until smooth. If there's any residual fiber, you could just go ahead and strain it out to make sure the quinoa stays smooth. Now what I'm going to do is measure out 1/2 cup of my quinoa milk. Okay. That's for our vegan ranch recipe. And with this, you can just portion it out and freeze it and use it on demand. Now we're gonna move on to the vegan mayonnaise. And I wanna talk about vegan mayonnaise for just a minute. So I absolutely love the Vegenaise brand of vegan mayo. I think it tastes delicious, but I don't recommend it for dressing recipes because it does tend to de-emulsify very quickly and it turns the recipe kind of more runny than intended. So I would recommend using a different brand. And I think I'd like to do a video on a vegan mayo comparison because some taste better than others and some actually seem to work better than others for different applications. So that could be interesting. And also even learn how to make my own vegan mayo, maybe develop a recipe for that. Let me know what you think in the comments below about that because it seems like vegan mayos are kind of here and then they're gone. You know, I reached out to the Just Mayo, the Just company who made Just Mayo via email and they about 6 months ago, and they said that they were ramping up their manufacturing of the product and to be on the lookout for it. And I think I only found it one time after that, a couple of jars, and that was it. And now it's nowhere to be found. So weird things like that happen. So, you know, another positive thing about being able to make your own is you could replace some of those not so great ingredients with better ingredients. You know, like instead of canola oil, you could use avocado oil. So that's another good thing. So yeah, I'm kind of interested in doing that. Let me know what you think. So moving on, what we're going to do is we're going to take 1 cup of vegan mayo and we're going to add that to the bowl. I'm actually using the Simply Balanced brand. I'm not sure if you've heard of that one. It's fairly new and it's from Target. And you know, I bought quite a few when it first came out and now it's sold out everywhere in my area and just nowhere to be found. So go figure. And then what we're going to do is we are going to quinoa milk for days. Okay, so we're just going to slowly and gradually add some of the quinoa milk to the vegan mayo and whisking along gently till we get a nice consistency. There. So right now we're making the dip. So if it's too thick, then you can add more of the quinoa milk, but I think mine is actually bordering too thin here. But it will firm up a little bit in the fridge, so that's a good thing. And now we're gonna add the simple seasonings. And you're gonna be blown away at how simple this is. So we've got a ½ teaspoon of powdered onion, and a ½ teaspoon of powdered garlic. Oh, it smells so good. And then we're going to add 1½ teaspoons of dried parsley. So we got a half and 1 and a half. And then a ¼ teaspoon of black pepper. And I'm just gonna guesstimate here. I'm not actually gonna measure because I only use fresh cracked pepper, specifically Malabar or Telecherry. Those are my favorite. And maybe one day I'll tell you why and the differences of black pepper and how they're classified. But this stuff is amazing. That should be about a ¼ teaspoon. All right, so now we've got our simple seasonings. And we're just gonna whisk that up. Oh, you can just smell the aroma of the black pepper, it's amazing. Awesome. And now we have our vegan ranch dip. Cool. And now I'm going to just pour a little bit of this into my ramekin on my veggie and nugget tray. Those are vegan nuggets, by the way. The Gardein brand. And there we go. Now we have our ranch dip. Now what we are going to do is we're going to add about a half of this to another bowl. Okay. And then we're going to add a little bit more of the quinoa milk to change the consistency to a more smooth dressing type of consistency. I don't like my dressing too runny, so you can do it. You can make it according to the consistency. You can make it according to the consistency that you like. And then I have this simple green salad here, and we're just gonna go ahead and pour some of that dressing over top. Ooh, that looks so good. Fresh ranch dressing. Oh my gosh, on a fresh salad. Deserves a little bit of cracked pepper. Fresh cracked pepper. Et voila. There, and now we have our simple vegan ranch dip with our vegan chicken strips and veggie tray. And we have our simple vegan ranch dressing on our simple green salad, and everything smells and looks amazing in here. And I'm gonna go ahead and give this a go. See how it tastes. Oh my God. You can really taste the ranch flavor. This is ranchy. It's delicious. It's creamy. It's savory. It's just damn delicious. That's all I have to say. And you've got to make this recipe now. Once you see how easy it is, especially once you have your quinoa milk made and ready to go, and you can just like toss this in the fridge or just put it on the counter, and in a couple hours, depending on where you live and what the weather's like, you'll be able to whip up your ranch dressing like that. And it's so good. I mean, you're gonna start using it a lot because it's just that delicious. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this recipe. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more plant-based deliciousness, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.